Is there a question you receive you can't stand to answer? Maybe it's a repetitive question, something you get all the time. Could be fans, could be strangers asking this. Something you really dislike that you get asked.
Nope. I answer any question. I don't let stuff like that bother me, like questions. It's kind of like people gonna ask me questions, like, and I'm gonna be here to answer them, so no.
Okay, let me ask you this. When it comes to questions, have people ever questioned your sexual orientation? Not your gender,
Right.
but your sexual orientation.
No, not really. I never had that. No, not really.
Care to share what it is for the record?
I am heterosexual. Fully heterosexual. I mean, but, I think women are beautiful, but I'm heterosexual.
What does that wink mean?
I mean, it just means, He said, what is that? I just think women are beautiful. So, like, I don't think you should, like, say, if you kiss a girl, you're like, oh, I'm I'm homosexual or anything. I think, like, women are, like, for a woman, and a woman is, like, free-spirited. But I'm still, like, heterosexual. Heavy on the heterosexual.
Just curious, though, when it comes to the same sex, how far has it gone for you?
Well, see, I've never really been that intimate with women. I just, like, I kiss my friends sometimes. Like a hug, like you hug your homeboy. I just kiss my homegirl sometimes.
Which gender did you have your first sexual experience with?
Well, I've only had sexual experiences with men, so just men.
All right. And what age was that for you?
Age was... A lady don't tell, but I ain't never got asked this question, so I'll answer it. I'm going to just say it was high school towards the end. Because ain't no shame in my game,
And what happened exactly?
I had a boyfriend. We were together for years, throughout my high school years. And, we just shared a deep connection that, I like to stay between me and him.
Was this your first love?
It was. I thought it was, yeah. But back then, it's like kitty. Like, it's like kitty love. But, yeah.
Why did things end?
He became crazy, actually. Yeah, we went to college together, and he started, doing drugs, abusing drugs. So, yeah, it's unfortunate.
Now, technically speaking, you break it off with him, he breaks it off with you, or it was mutual at the time?
I ended. That don't happen in A. I ended it with him. Yeah.
Did things end on bad terms, no terms, or good terms?
Well, I don't got no bad, like, really, I could just end a relationship and, like, I'm so good of a person, it's just done. Like, it ain't no argument, ain't no confrontation. It's just like, I no longer want to do this with you, so I'm done. And, of course, people feel away, getting their feelings, but we still cool to this day, so shout out to you. You know who you are.
Now, you mentioned something that I wanted to ask you. I lost my train of thought. Oh, high school. Care to share what high school you attended?
Yes, I went to Riverdale High School in Riverdale, Georgia, Southside.
And college as well. What college are you referencing here in this interview?
I'm referencing Payne College. What was the first college I went to?
There was a second college?
Yes, I went to Payne College and Georgia State.
And what was the reason for the transfer?
So when I was in Payne, finishing my first year, I got into a really bad car accident. And it caused me to have to go back home and get taken care of for about 6 months. Well, like 3 months. And then the last 3 months, I was just in therapy and stuff. So I wanted to be closer to my family. Like, I realized at that moment what I really wanted, and I didn't want to go there. So I started my life over.
Now, how far did you get with Georgia State?
Just a year. A year at Payne, a year at Georgia State. So I changed my major after I went back to school. And so it's no degree. Just 1 year in this major, 1 year in this major.
And are you at this point considered, for lack of a better phrase, a college dropout?
For now, but I'm definitely going to go back.
Okay.
Yeah.
At that time, when you did stop, what was your reasoning?
Well, I decided I didn't want to do that either. So me, like, I don't really continue to do, after I got in my car accident, I don't do anything I don't want to do. So once I realized my spirit was telling me, like, nah, you don't want to do this, I stopped. And then at the beginning, I was working at Applebee's and I was working at the call center at the same time. I was just getting money.
Now, what was the first major you had at Payne?
Nursing.
And then what was the second at Georgia State?
Business management.
If you were to go back, is there a major you would go back to that you previously had? Or I don't know if this is something you ever thought about or not. Just curious.
Yeah, I haven't thought about it yet, but I definitely know I'm not going to school for nursing. It's going to be something either with communication or something with business for sure.
There was a point in your life also where you were an exotic dancer.
Yes.
How long did you do that for?
I would say
Roughly
roughly
estimate.
3 years. Roughly 3 years, yeah.
Why did things end on that note?
I got a better opportunity. I never really got into it. It was like, I'm going to be here. Like, I shout out to all the exotic dancers because it takes a certain type of woman to be able to go in that club every night, for one. But for two, though, I never seen myself as an exotic dancer, so I don't even use that title. I was hustling. I was a hustler at that moment. I knew at the end of the day, I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew it was something bigger than that for Nate. So I was in there, like, at first, I had 2 businesses. I had a hair business that did good. I also had a boutique. I sold clothes online that did good. And then I got into rap. And then it was up.
Why'd you decide to focus on rap?
It was a different feeling. Like, I don't know if anybody ever been in their calling, but once you get in your calling, like, the whole energy shift is different. Your spirit is different. You move different. And you grow. Like, I evolved so much personally in my music. Like, once I started doing rap, I really walked into Nate. So, yeah.
What ended up happening with those other businesses at the time?
So I closed shop before I even started rapping. Yeah, so I stopped selling hair because I just wasn't feeling it. Like I said, when I don't feel anything, I just stop. Yeah, it be the money for me, but the money come to me always. So if I don't feel it, like it's something in my spirit, I ain't gonna waste my time and continue to invest my money into it. I move on.
And then what about the other business? I think you mentioned 2.
Yeah, the selling clothes, it was the same thing. And then it was kind of like with the selling clothes, I didn't really want to attach my name to selling dance wear because that wasn't really what I wanted to do. So, yeah.
Which drew in a bigger profit, though, at the time, out of both of those businesses?
I would say the dance wear. The dance wear. Because I was that business was a little longer. And then on top of that, I was in the club at the time. So I was able to really, like, market it the real way.
Now, when you did quit exotic dancing, did you quit that cold turkey, so to speak, like the flip of a light switch? Or was it okay.
It's so crazy, though, because, like, I could feel myself, like, I don't want to do this no more. I was getting money, but I was like, I don't want to do this. Like, and the last night I went, I did not know it was going to be my last night, but the feeling, like, that particular night, I didn't make no money, for real. It was dead. It was right before the pandemic. I was just like, man, what is this? And then that was the last day. It'll be 2 years in February. No, March. 2 years in March.
I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. No, just 2 years in March, that's all.
Were you doing music at the time you were in exotic dancing?
Yes. Not the entire time. Maybe the last year I was dancing.
And what do you say to somebody watching this? Now, of course, circumstances could be different for everybody. But what do you say to somebody watching this that's contemplating quitting exotic dancing? Maybe they relapse.
Yeah. Well, see, my reasoning was different. Like, I had an actual exit plan. If you get into it, just make sure you get into it with an exit plan. If you don't, make sure you strategizing and you creating it at that moment, because you can't just quit. Like, you getting money, you hustling. That's just like a dope boy getting money. You ain't gonna quit because the money feel good. You got these bills. You didn't create this lifestyle for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So just make sure if you getting into it, you know what you're getting into, and you got a plan for it. And you ain't just, losing yourself. Because a lot of people, unfortunately, lose themselves with it. Yeah. And mental is everything.
You never ended up relapsing back to exotic dancing.
No, thank God, no.
Was there ever a thought and almost maybe to go back?
No. Well, I ain't gonna lie. You know what? I'm gonna keep it a 1,000. So I got signed. I'm gonna get this little brief story. I got signed right before the world shut down. Like right before, like right when the pandemic was beginning. I met my label BOMG, January of 2020. We got in the studio. We started working. March, the world shut down. So I was cold turkey, no income. But thank God, like I said, your mom, I had money saved up. So I was just working in the studio, blah, blah, blah. World opened back up. Atlanta opened back up. I would say like June, July. And I was seeing, at first, I was like, no, I ain't going back. Like, I know the music for me. I'm signed. Like, I'm going to stick to it. I believe in it. I believe in myself. But my income wasn't coming at that time. And it was a slight, like a grain of salt, slight. Like, dang, I want to just pop in there for a week. Run up 20,000. But I prayed on it, like I said, and that's why God is so good to me and in my life. Prayed on it. It was like, nah, they don't do it. And look at me now. And this is my income, so,
You being with that record label at that time of your life, what were their thoughts on you and the exotic dancing side of things?
Well, the label actually met me while I was in the club. So I was on the stage, DJ X-Rated, shout out to him, because if it wasn't for him, they were like, who is this? Whatever. And he told Dan, the CEO, he's like, she got music or whatever. He was like, play it, let me hear it. So OT was in there too. They played it, and then I ain't know none of this was going on. I'm just working. And I just know a few days later, they're in my DMs like, come to the studio. We want to hear what you got. But I'm not thinking like these people want to sign me. I'm just like, let me go. So I go, I play them music for months. We just working. They not saying nothing about no deal. And then 3 months later, Lord behold, me, First Lady, BOMG. Yeah. So, God working mysterious ways.
Was that the first time you ever signed a recording contract?
Yes, it was.
Now, there's some people that don't sign to record labels.
Yeah.
Why, for you, make that decision there at that time in your life?
Well, so at that time, when I was signed even before I got signed, I know you can't move without a team. So regardless if it was going to be signing for distro or signing management or whatever the case may be, I wanted a team. So I wasn't looking for no team, and the team presented itself to me, and all the dots were scratched off. They was consistent. Their work ethic was like mine. They was genuine. They were able to learn me, teach me, and we grew together. So, I wouldn't see it no other way.
Care to share what kind or what type of contract you end up signing?
I mean, I ain't gonna share that.
Are you biologically related to anybody on that record label?
No, I am not.
Did you pass on any other offers
Yes,
before
I did.
signing with them?
I did. And after I got signed too, once it start getting hot, they start hitting you up like, who you signed to? I already know when you signed, but yeah, shout out to y'all too.
Now, in the past, when you did decline other offers, why decline at those moments of your life?
It ain't feel right. Like, I'm a real energy person. It ain't feel right. It ain't feel like that when they was supposed to be at, so I ain't even sit down and have no meetings with nobody.
Were they independent record labels at the time that you declined on, or major
Yes.
record labels at the time?
Indie, yes.
When it comes to this particular record label, do you remember what month and what year you end up signing, technically speaking?
Technically, I signed in April of 2020. Technically.
And what's it like being signed at that record label?
I mean, I could talk all day, but what I can say is, and what's the greatest thing about my label is, they believe in the people they sign. You know what I'm saying? They really build you up. Like, I've always been me. I always been on my bully, but like they helped me grow my confidence. They believed in me, and they showed me things that nobody ever showed me as far as the business side, the being real side, just the whole industry side. Like, shout out to my label, the best. Yeah.
And what's just for reference, how do you pronounce the record label that you're on?
Break 'em Off Music Group.
Because you were giving the acronym before, so I just...
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Just for people watching.
BOMG, yeah, I gotta do that. BOMG stands for Break 'em Off Music Group. Yes.
They had Bone Crusher at one point?
Yes, 20 years ago.
Is he still a part of that record label?
Yes, actually, Bone helped me go through artist development. Yeah, so when I first got signed, throughout the whole summer last year, I was in artist development. I would wake up, go to the gym, go to artist development. That's it. Oh, then wake up. It was like 3 days that, and then wake up, gym, studio. Literally the entire summer. Like I got, even just from the summer alone, we probably got 150 songs, and that's easy. Yeah, we were just cutting, and cutting.
What's Bone Crusher like?
He's grand, to say the least. He's grand. He's a Virgo like me. I love him. He don't take no bullshit. He real headstrong. But if you willing to work, he gonna teach you. He taught me a lot. Like, from stage presence. I'm sorry, I got braces. Stage presence, and just overall being an artist and being yourself and your personality and your brand. Like, what kind of brand you want to have? What do your store look like in your brand? Yeah, me and Bone had long conversations. And then also his wife's story. I can't leave her out. She also was there every session, help. Yeah. So shout out to both of them.
Is he easy or tough to work with?
Easy to work with, but he tough. He ain't no easy man. He ain't no get over man.
When it comes to BC, out of all his characteristics, what do you enjoy the most about him?
His personality. Yeah. His personality is like different. Like, you feel his spirit. He's real grand. Like, even he had like a leg problem or whatever, he still walks, still perform. He's an artist. Like, he exemplifies an artist. Like, he's an artist.
Yes, I think I've seen him with a cane or
Yeah.
some sort of instrument performing live.
Yeah. And it don't let us stop him. Yeah. He's that.
Am I pronouncing the right... Is it a cane?
Yeah, I believe it's a cane, yeah.
Okay. On the opposite end of the spectrum, biggest pet peeve of BC? Is there something that gets under your skin, bugs you, bothers you, can't stand about him?
No, I love Bone Crusher.
Are you being politically correct here?
No, I'm being politically honest here. I'm being just honest. He a good guy.
My last question about him. Biggest advice or most important thing you learned being around him?
About my brand and my store. So when I came and when I got signed, I already had the Mermaid Gang as a brand. But see, the Mermaid Gang for me was just the Mermaid Gang, a group of women, that was like-minded. But he helped me see that the Mermaid Gang is actually a storefront. So it's like, it's key components that got to be in the storefront, and that's how you create a brand. So my key components is my merch, my motivational speaking, the music for sure, and just being there, yeah. Being present in my store.
You said something that I was going to ask you. I lost my train of thought there.
No, you're fine.
Oh, Mermaid Gang. That's what I wanted to ask you. What's the meaning behind that?
So,
why that name there?
So, first, I can say, I'm going to just give the whole short synopsis. My sister created the Mermaid Gang. She was just calling us mermaids. My older sister, Jade. Shout out to you. But, yeah, she created the Mermaid Gang. But see, me, I'm not a take and run. Like, and this is my biological sister. I started looking up what a mermaid is, and if you Google it, it's a creature that's half human, half amphibian. And I thought that was cool because I don't see myself as full human. You know what I'm saying? I see myself as different. And on top of that, they're beautiful. You know, not even just how they look. Their spirits is beautiful. And they hard to catch, but even harder to find. So, you know, and then on top of that, how they just sway in the water. You know what I'm saying? And I think in life, you should just sway in the water. Anything you go through, just keep going, keep swimming. So, you know, I promote that for all the ladies and men, too.
Now, what's her role at this point, your biological sister, with your music?
She might as well be me, too. She know every word. She gonna scream when the song come on. She gonna post everything, and she done.
Does she have a title or play a specific role?
Not yet, but, you know, once we have a role for her, she will, for sure. Yeah.
Speaking of siblings, how many do you have, same mother, same father?
3 same mom, same father, but 1 same dad.
When it comes to same mother, same father, where do you fit on the ladder?
I'm number 2.
In the middle.
In the middle. You know what they say about the middle child? Golden.
When it comes to your parents, they split at some point?
Yeah.
Do you remember what age that was in your life?
No. Because my parents, even though they split, they still were, you know, cool. So, yeah, no. But they were married, though.
They end up getting a divorce, technically speaking.
Yes, unfortunately.
Do you know the reasoning behind that?
No, I do not. I just think they're not meant for each other. They're better off as friends, for sure. But they were young with kids, so, you know, a lot of things could happen. I was too young to even know, so.
When your parents did split,
Mhm.
did you spend time with them evenly? Or did you live under the roof of your mother or under the roof of your father?
So I lived with my dad predominantly, and my grandmother, and then during the summers I would go be with my mom.
When it comes to the split of your parents, what did that teach you, if anything? What did you learn from that and that whole experience there?
So I don't really know why they split, but what I can say as far as marriages, what I learned is if 2 people don't want to be together, don't force it. You know what I'm saying? Just it's okay for people to be friends. You know, people grow apart, and I think that's really what happened with them.
And for time reference,
Mhm.
it's December 2021 now.